everyone, and thank you for tuning in. My name is Joshua Adobe, and this is the North Main Minute. Big item on our radar screen, and has been really through COVID. Let me say it this way: it's been on my radar screen for my whole career. But certainly, it's been interesting to watch here over the last several years coming out of COVID with regards to the job market or unemployment rate. And let me say it from this perspective, because there are a lot of ways we can go with this discussion. The Federal Reserve, almost 2 years ago now, started raising rates significantly. A number of reasons why that's the case. Not going to talk about those here in this episode, but wanting to talk about what that raising rate scenario has meant relative to the job market. I'll start with the academic aspect. Usually, when the Federal Reserve is raising rates significantly, which they certainly have been, literally historical kinds of ways here over the last several months, coming into almost 2 years, when we see that happening, usually what happens is we see an increase in unemployment. Think about it just logically. Cost of capital goes up, more expensive for companies to do business. They're going to, very often, decrease their most expensive asset to be able to help balance things. Most expensive asset, almost always labor. So we tend to see a little bit of a spike up in unemployment when we're going through a rapid rate increase time. I got to be honest, I got to put it out there. I talked about this about a year and a half ago and told you that I expected that unemployment was going to increase. Folks, it hasn't. To this point, by every metric that we use to watch where the labor market is right now, we have approximately 6 million more job openings than folks who are looking for a job. Now, they may not be the jobs that anybody necessarily is pursuing, but we have them. And that's why it's so significant to look at the fact that when we have this, let's call it a ceiling on the unemployment rate right now, that it's very unusual to watch interest rates continuing to rise and employers, at least at this point, not letting folks go or not having more layoffs or not reducing their overhead costs because their cost of capital is going up. Now, I'm saying all of that to say, actually, number one, not that we want to see anybody ever laid off. That's not what we're saying here. This is more of an academic thought process and about what usually happens in these kinds of environments. But then two, we expect that it actually is going to happen at some point, probably coming into the new year and as we get to the middle point of next year. There have been a number of different factors that probably have kept employers from laying more folks off or increasing the unemployment rate as we identify it at this point. Not going to get into them right now, but we expect that the unemployment rate could tick up as we get into the year end, go into the beginning parts of 2024, and as employers begin to balance how much do they want to reduce their overhead with how much they're wanting to grow and expand, how much confidence do they have in the economy going forward. It's a big item, and we're certainly not covering all the points here, but there are a lot of impacts for all the obvious reasons on not only our economy, but our markets, and certainly in terms of what we see going forward. If you'd like to reach out to us at North Main Financial Group, talk about what that means. What does that mean in terms of the macro economy? What does it mean in terms of being able to put those pieces together to make sure that your portfolio not only can take advantage of good times, but also be protected on the downside as well? We'd love to hear from you. NorthMainFinancial.com.